once again Dr. Thomas Nechupadam from Nechupadam Dental at Marine Drive, Cochin. Like last time we were talking about crowns, and we will talk about the metal-free ceramic crowns. Metal-free ceramic crowns, there are different types of metal ceramic crowns. Basically, either you have a lithium silicate crown or you have the zirconia crowns. Why the lithium silicate? It was one of the first ones to come in. It is actually the Emax which came in as a big timer, and then we had aesthetic crowns which was actually translucent. We didn't have metal, so it was a big time this thing, but it could not be used in the posterior because it doesn't have much strength. So in the front teeth, actually Emax and lithium silicate crowns are very good. It is very aesthetic. It can be stained into any color. It can give all the shapes and sizes and things like that. It was absolutely great.
Build your brand globally. Make your venture a success. Unique Times, Premium Business Lifestyle Magazine.
Then came the zirconia crown. Zirconia crown had the strength, but it was much more opaque. But now we have zirconia crowns which are much more translucent, and which mimics the biological atmosphere. So we have a lot of crowns which are coming now. In zirconia itself, different types materials are coming. So we can even layer the Emax on top of zirconia to give a very aesthetic crown and give the strength and give a very strong bridge. Even in a bruxer where the people start chewing, we can use a zirconia crown. Why the metal-free ceramic crown? The metal-free ceramic crown gives a much more aesthetic. It is much more translucent. See, if a person like who is actually a TV anchor, or a person who is actually working in the film industry, or even a person who would like to go to a discotheque and things like that, goes in front of a large light, what happens is a metal ceramic crown will give you a very dull color. It will stand out. It will give you different types of luminescence when it comes to a darker, it gives a darker shade, especially when there is a bright light to it. So that is why the metal-free crowns came. But the metal-free crowns has another problem, wherein if the stump is darker, and since it is much more transparent, what happens is the stump color also comes out. So we need to determine the stump color, the shade of the crown, the stump itself, before we decide what type of crown is best. Otherwise, what we'll have to do is we'll have to make it a little more opaque in that area, and then what we'll have to do is we'll have to do a translucence so that it gives you much more aesthetic look. Otherwise, what happens is if you have a dark stump and if it shows out, it looks very bad. So these are the so we have different materials, and we have also chair side milling materials. See, the lithium silicate, for example, is actually a powdered form. So what happens is we add the powder, we make it into a shape, we put it into a furnace, we sinter it and make it into a glass. Something like, just like you put a glass, how do you make a glass? Just like that. The silica particles are actually sintered together so that it makes into a crown-like shape. Whereas in the zirconia, most of the time it is actually milled zirconia. So there is a block, and from the block it is actually using a CAD, computer assisted design, and a computer assisted milling to get you a proper shape of the crown on the computer, and then it is transferred into a small block of zirconia, and then it is sintered, and then it is given the right shape, and the shade will be given on top of it, so that it gives you the right shape, size and color of the tooth. So these are the two types. One is actually a sintered type of zirconia or a metal-free ceramic crown, and then we have the milled zirconia. There are some of the zirconia which can be even done chair side, so it will reduce the time. Even with the metal ceramic crown, we'll have to make a coping, and then we'll have to make a proper ceramic crown or ceramic coating on top of it. So it takes a lot of time. But now, since the metal-free ceramic crowns have come, we can actually make a proper crown, permanent crown, on the chair side itself using chair side milling systems. So that is also a possibility. 30 minutes to 1.5 hours is the chair side milling type. So it takes a little more lesser time, and it also gives you a very good aesthetic appearance. But chair side milling stuff has some disadvantages wherein you will not get the exact shape and size. The color and the tone may not be as good as the real zirconia crowns that can be made on the lab. So if at all we need a lot of adjustments, it is much better to go for the lab side zirconia, wherein we can actually give you the real shape and shade, and even actually add some areas we can actually give some opaque shade so that you can hide all the carious stuff and things like that. So even in a posterior bruxer where people chew, and when you are in very stressed persons where you lose a lot of enamel, there also we can use a zirconia, wherein it is a very strong zirconias are available in the posterior, but they are sometimes, what we have seen is that they are much more opaque, so it cannot be used in the front teeth. So but still it can be used in the posteriors. So even zirconia crowns can be used on an implant also, but it is not advised on where there is a lot of bone loss which is already there. It is much better not to use. So you need to decide what type of zirconia is required, what type of occlusal surfaces or the chewing surface is required, whether it has to be Emax or whether it has to be zirconia in itself. So depending on the chewing surface and things like that, chewing force also is very important. So all these things will determine what type of metal-free zirconia is best for you. But zirconia, if it is of lower quality, there are a lot of qualities available depending on the country of origin, depending on the companies which are available. So there are issues which are with zirconia also, just like any other crown. There may be issues, but a good zirconia crown, I have been working with zirconia crown for more than 15 years. A good zirconia crown should last more than 15 years or more than that. So I have not seen many zirconia crowns to be replaced, but so zirconia crowns and Emax crowns can be used in anteriors and posteriors to give you a very good aesthetics, very good function, and it has lasted long years for me, and it will help you also to have a great smile, great function, great health. So may God bless you with all the smile and all the happiness in life. Thank you very much. I am Dr. Thomas Nechupadam. Please subscribe my channel and send it to different people so that they will also be benefited with these videos. Please put that small bell button so that you will understand much more about dentistry, and whenever my videos come in, you can have a watch on it. And please do comment on this thing. If you at all you would like to hear from me about a different topic, please comment also. Thank you very much. I am Dr. Thomas Nechupadam.
Time won't wait for you. Technology can't be redefined. We are ready to start the game. TQ Watches, your style icon.